All right. It is 6 p.m. and we're going to work on some Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to be working on Gothic Horror setting. It's been 2 weeks since we got to work on Gothic Horror setting. A lot going on IRL, but that's all right. So, going to be a little bit of trying to figure out what we were last working on. I believe we were working on this player's handbook. Now, here's the thing. The new D&D adventure, Wild Beyond the Witchlight, just came out. They got these bunnies. They got these fairies. Was very excited for bunnies and fairies. Overall, not overly impressed with bunnies and fairies. Not that they're bad. It's just that when you release something like Theros Satyrs, and then you turn around and you release these bunnies, it's kind of like, what's even happening there? The fairies are kind of cool. I feel like making them small is kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like they should be tiny, but I mean, it is what it is. I know they don't want to have tiny in the same way that they don't want to have large PCs. Plus, the small PCs, they can, yeah. I mean, hey, what's up? I mean, obviously they're bunny girls, and bunny boys. That's not the problem. Aesthetically, I think they're pretty cool. They kind of just phoned them in, honestly. Like, I feel like a lot of things about the Harrigans, they just kind of phoned it in. They were like, I don't know, rabbit people. I don't know. The game's old. We're running out of shit to do, I guess. I don't know. And that's fine. It's whatever. But when I'm running games in the future, I want people to be able to just make whatever kind of character they want. And I'm leaning more and more towards a sort of point-buy system, which is kind of the direction that I'm heading in. So stuff that we were looking at 2 weeks ago was, is there an adventurer class for 5e? So essentially a generic class who can do a little bit of everything. What about the warlord? What about the pugilist? Are artificers back in the game? Gunslingers, blood hunters, witches. What are we doing with all this? Well, that was 2 weeks ago, and since that time, they have released a Kickstarter that is releasing 150 new subclasses. So honestly, how much work do we really need to do? You know, like really, like somebody else is making 150 subclasses. Like what were we even worried about? Right? So I think I'm just gonna wait for that and see how that goes, and we'll just use what we have so far and kind of move forward. So I think we'll leave witches, blood hunters, gunslingers, and warlords. We'll leave all that for the new book that's coming out. The Spire of Secrets or whatever it is, and we'll just, we'll see what comes out with that. In the meantime, though, I would like to focus on our race, species, subspecies, ancestry thing that we were building. So we were working on a table here that has heritage-based feats, ASI improvement, crafting, and transformations. Like, it factors all these things in. Now, I know a suggestion was made last week that we consider doing transformations kind of taking away from something else. So in case there's players who don't want to do transformations, they don't feel like by not doing transformations, they're losing out. No, there was the Tome of Heroes, but there's a different one. Hold on. It's like Valda's Spire of Secrets. Here we go. Let me throw this into chat. Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to need to worry about anything ever again when the supplement comes out. Because, yeah. It's introducing 10 new base classes, 150 plus subclasses, 50 new feats, 5 new races, new exotic weapons, new magical items, new spells. It's a lot of shit that they're dropping on us. A lot of shit. And I think some of the races are like stuffed animals, so I guess that would kind of fall under the construct races sort of angle. there's just a lot. There's a lot of stuff here. They gave us a preview copy so that we could look at some of the stuff that was coming out for the setting, and it's pretty bananas. So, pretty excited about all of these things that are coming out. And they're also releasing a number of supplemental books because they hit like all of their stretch goals or whatever. So that in and of itself, pretty cool. And then there's a really cool campaign setting that's coming out that we reviewed last week, 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. And that was, I think they made over $1 million, $1.5 million or something. So that's definitely going to come out, I'm thinking. And that has a bunch of custom classes and custom subclasses and a few custom races as well. So we're not really hurting for any of that kind of stuff. But what I would like is to kind of work on a system that is still within 5e, that is familiar enough to 5e players, that will allow people to build essentially something that they enjoy and they like. I don't know. So that's kind of the direction I'm going with this. So I'm very much into the new Giphy crafting rules, and we're kind of using that. I love these transformations that they have in Grim Hollow. I think those are fantastic. There's going to be a new Grim Hollow book coming out, and that will feature even more transformations. And we do need something that covers essentially. I don't want my character to transform. So we will do transformation pure blood. All right. So if you will basically make a new transformation for people who do not want a transformation, and that will essentially just give you some ASI hits in place of transformation. All right. So that seems like a pretty simple solution to that. We are, of course, ending up with some pretty powerful characters, but, it is what it is on that front. So, yeah. Let's see. So what I wanted to do is go through these basic things and see how we could flesh them out. So over here on Ancestry's document, we have the 3 core species. Now it occurs to me that we might want a 4th core species, and the fourth one would be basically like constructs, essentially. So that would be constructs would basically cover robots, undead, elementals, things like that. Fae would cover anything that is like fairies, elves, trolls, things like that. Which we kind of have those up here. Hex-blooded, all that kind of stuff. And then, so basically everything would kind of fit under one of these things. So human could also essentially probably be a dwarf, if we're being honest, and halfling. And all of the half-breeds, which is a terrible way to write it, but, we're just going to put it out there. So furries, and then, what's the best way to put this? Anthros? Is that the same as furries? What are the ones where you kind of have some animal features, but you mostly have human features? Cat, girl, / boy. And then monster, girl, / boy. Yeah, so basically it would kind of follow that sort of patterning there. So we talk about heritage feats, which are featured heavily in Pathfinder. These are special feats unlocked through your species and lineage. You gain 1 at level 1, and additional heritage feats unlocked at certain character levels. Character levels are your total levels across all classes. You can also take additional heritage feats when you would gain an ASI instead of the standard ASI feat. So that's pretty cool. And let's see. Then we've got our base ones here, and we have the humans, who are you are a humanoid. You determine your appearance, but ultimately you are mostly of human descent and would easily pass for a human to a passerby on the street. Chemonimo. I have no idea what that. What you're. Okay. I follow. I follow what you're saying. Let's see. Then we've got you are small or medium. Your base speed, ability score increase one ability score of your choice by 2. I am digging the new way that they're handling stats. Yeah, 6 years in, they're just using random adventures to tweak their game mechanics, which is pretty exciting. So in Wild Beyond the Witchlight, I'm going to hopefully not give too many spoilers here, but if we go to the new races, which is right at the beginning of the book, here we go. No, don't look. I clicked on races, but I don't want to show you too much. Okay, so ability scores. When determining your character's ability scores, increase one score by 2 and a different score by 1, or increase 3 different scores by 1. That seems pretty straightforward. So I kind of feel like we'll just layer that over the top of our whole system. That's the most recent and up-to-date version, and it seems pretty good. So we'll do that. There we go. And that will allow us to go through each of these ability score areas and just get rid of that because it's covered by the other stuff. So get rid of all that. All right. So amongst these creatures, we have the humans. You gain 1 heritage feat of your choice. You unlock additional heritage feats as you increase in level. That's all the same. Skillful, you gain proficiency in 1 tool, 1 language. In addition to your starting language, this language is not limited by your int modifier, and 1 skill of your choice. And that's pretty much all you get. If you are beastkin, you get low light vision. That's about it. And then over here, you get Fey Ancestry, which honestly makes them a bit better than the other two, because we gave them an increase to speed, we gave them low light vision, and we gave them advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep. So I feel like, well, these guys get perception and low light vision, and then humans get 1 tool, 1 language, and 1 skill. So I don't know. Maybe they're kind of equal. I feel like Faye definitely seems like the top, but you know, it's whatever. So the last one that we kind of needed is the construct. I guess we could also call it the soulless, but that seems kind of mean because like the whole point of a Warforged is it's a robot with a soul. So I'm trying to think of a good term for that. Golem, maybe. Because we're also talking about basically anything artificial that there is a soul inside. I guess we could call it artificial. You're essentially artificial life. Ah, rude. Rude. So, these, unlike redheads, these do have souls. So, that's so rude. So rude. Alright, so we'll do... we'll do that. And let's see. Okay. And we'll go ahead. And I don't know why it just randomly says heritage feats there. We could probably get rid of that. And let me grab this. And we'll put artificial in here. All right. So you are a construct. We're going to need to look up the wording on our friend, the Warforged here. So hold on a second. So weird to be advertised a product while you're looking at the product that they want you to buy because you already bought it. Nothing weird about that. Let's see. Collections. Nope. Game rules. Races. And we'll scroll all the way down to Warforged. Whoop, whoop. There we go. And Warforged. What do we got here? Blah, blah, blah. Age, alignment, size. Where does it tell you, like, what you are? I feel like it's supposed to tell you what you are at some point. Or is it just implying that you are a humanoid? Hold on. That's weird. Alright, Warforged aren't constructs, they're artificial humanoids, which means the rules treat them like humanoids. Okay. Weird flex. Okay. So we're probably going to take this as their ability, their core ability. So let's go back to Ancestries. And you are an artificial humanoid. You may be robotic or carved from stone, perhaps an animated tree, or a living sentient slime, period. You determine your appearance, but ultimately you display features. Okay, well, we don't want it to you determine your appearance, but ultimately you are an artificial body powered by a soul, which is either genuine or also artificial. Period. Cool. I think that's pretty cool. And that really opens it up to playing a lot of different things. We're going to say that your base walking speed is actually only 25 feet, because slow. And heritage feats, and then we will put this construct shit right here. Construct resilience, blah, 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 blah. Oof, that is not what I meant to do. Alright. Control backslash, yeah. I don't know why it got all weird. Okay. So let's see. Constructed resilience. You were created to have remarkable fortitude, represented by the following benefits. Let me see if I can get the formatting a little bit better here. Roboto at 10.5. Sure. So Roboto at 10.5. Much better. All right. You have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. You have resistance to poison damage. You don't need to eat, drink, or breathe. You're immune to disease. You don't need to sleep, and magic can't put you to sleep. So obviously these dudes are pretty damn strong. And we'll just leave it at you can read and write common, and that's it. Well, for flavor and one additional language of your choice. Okay. But you are slower, so there's that. But overall, artificial is definitely coming in a lot stronger than the other guys. Oh, the Warforged sub races if you want to be light, medium, and heavy armored. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because these like we're gonna try to avoid sub races. We're just gonna make a bunch of abilities that you pick and choose from. That's how we're gonna do this. All right, so we're gonna go over to Ancestries and Backgrounds, and let's see. Traits, heritages, physical appearances, dwarf heritages. Alright, and then there's all these different shits that they could do. Call on Ancient Blood. You attempt a saving throw against a magic effect, but you haven't rolled yet. You gain a +1 circumstance bonus to the end of the turn. This bonus also applies to the triggering save. Cool. Let's see. Rock Dwarf. All right, and then here's some feats. Here we go. So, dwarves, you eagerly absorbed in the old stories and traditions of your ancestors, your gods, and your people, studying in subjects and techniques passed down for generation upon generation. You gain the trained proficiency rank in crafting and religion. If you would automatically become trained in one of these skills from your background or your class, you would still become trained in a skill of your choice, because they don't, I think, do expertise. You also become trained in Dwarven lore, and so on and so forth. All right, cool. So, what we started to look into after that was we went down and we were checking out some feats will require small, medium size to access. Level gates will allow even stronger abilities. And then we started exploring possible abilities such as natural attacks, powerful build, Jeremy Crawford mediums, large size, tiny size, wings, climb speed, tabaxi speed, magic resistance, all that. We were just going to sort of farm that out from the other stuff. This is all well and good and cool, and it does open things up to be a lot more creative. But now we need to sort of look at how is this all going to work. So, what I have done before for my Iron Hack game. Let's see what we can do about that. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Build points and talents or creation aid. Let's see. All right, cool. So I have this document that I've used before for a homebrew game that I ran. And basically, this cribbed heavily from 4th edition Hackmaster, wherein you received build points when you're making a character, and then you would use the build points to buy abilities. So, acrobatic skill suite, active sense of smell, acute taste, and some of them were very cheap and some of them were very expensive. Because some of them were very cheap, they didn't really do much. So if you wanted a lot of different abilities, you could pick up a lot of cheap ones. Or if you wanted a lot of big stuff, you would only get like 1 or 2 big things, and you'd have to save up for them as you leveled up your character. So all that seems pretty cool. It's just about boiling it down to the different races. Now there is the whole thing. Like, if we go in this direction, it is going to be a lot of work to sort of build out abilities that you could choose from. Whereas normally in 5e, I like pick a bunny rabbit person simply because I want to be a bunny rabbit person. And then, I get some cool bunny rabbit stuff related to that. And that's all I ever do and think about ever again. And, I move on with my life. But we could start to sort of build up a similar system to what I had here and then also what they're doing in Pathfinder, but it would be a lot of building and a lot of things to sort of keep track of. So the question here is, do we go with these 4 core species and then give you the ability to build it out? Or do we go the more traditional route and just open the floodgates and say, I honestly don't care what you play because everything we're going to be running next year is going to be limited runs, short adventures, that kind of thing. And then you'll just know before the adventure, these are the kind of characters we're looking for in this story. So, I don't know. I keep going back and forth between the two. With the release of this Valda's Spire of Secrets and a number of other things that are coming out, I'm starting to get much more into like homebrew content and the possibility of homebrew content. And it's kind of like there's a lot of people coming up with a lot of really cool stuff. Do we really need to reinvent the entire ancestry system when we could be working on other stuff? It's a tough call. It's a tough call. Now, we could also offer this system alongside the more traditional system if people want to do that. And that's cool too. But it just sort of takes things in that direction. So, decisions. Hey, what's up there? Health Phoenix? Z Health Phoenix? Okay, cool. So why don't we peck away at some of these and see what sticks and what doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back to this Pathfinder 2E book, and we're going to look at some of the stuff that is available for the core races in here and how they level gate it and whether or not that's something that we want to try to do. So we're going to start over again with basically instead of humans, we should probably do humanoids. There we go. And down here, we will do Humanoid Ancestry Feats. And this will be level 1 feats. All right, and let's see what we can kind of come up with here. The level 1 feats for dwarves. You are really good. You get 2 skills, essentially. So 2 skills. In this case, they both seem to be knowledge skills, crafting, and religion. So one is a trade, and one is a knowledge. I'm kind of writing it down like that because the way Giphy lays out stuff, if you are able to get like a really useful skill like perception, that might get balanced out by getting a less useful skill like a knowledge skill. I know it's not nice to say that those skills aren't as useful, but depending on how your DM is running the game, those knowledge skills may never come into play at all, whereas certain skills like perception and things like that, they're always going to come into play. We've got Dwarven Weapon Familiarity. So basically, you get training with specific weapons and all dwarf weapons. So we'll put weapon. Sweet. This is a lot less appealing, I think, for some of the races and some of the classes, because if you already have access to all weapons, taking weapon suite's not going to matter. But the beauty of this is then you don't take this feat. But if you did want to take that feat, you certainly could. Rock Runner, your innate connection to stone makes you adept at moving across uneven surfaces. Ignoring difficult terrain. In addition, when you use acrobatics to balance on narrow surfaces, if you roll a success on one of these, you get a critical success instead, which I guess is their way of doing advantage and disadvantage. So what we'll do here is movement-based ability, and it will be, let's see, ignoring difficult terrain. And another movement based would be balance related. Okay. Stone Cunning. You have a knack for noticing even small inconsistencies. You gain a +2 circumstance bonus perception checks to notice unusual stonework. This bonus applies to checks to discover mechanical traps made of stone or hidden within stone. If you aren't using the seek action or searching, the DM automatically rolls a secret check for you to notice unusual stonework. The check doesn't gain the circumstance bonus, and it takes a -2 circumstance penalty. Okay. So, like, literally just stone cunning. So what's interesting about moving something iconic like stone cunning to a feat is, I guess, hashtag not all dwarves, right? So people often make like a dwarf character and then never ever use stone cunning. Wouldn't it be nice if the resource essentially that is factored into your build of stone cunning, if you never plan to use it, you don't get penalized for having it. You actually get that opportunity to put those points, as it were, into some other aspect of your character. Sorry, very thirsty. Unburdened Iron. You've learned techniques first devised by your ancestors during the ancient wars, allowing you to comfortably wear massive suits of armor. Ignore the reduction to your speed from any armor you wear. In addition, anytime you're taking a penalty to your speed for some reason, deduct 5 feet from that penalty. Okay. So we'll put like Dwarven armor skills, essentially. Vengeful Hatred. Your heart aches for vengeance against those who have wronged your people. Choose one of the following Dwarven ancestral foes. Okay, so racism. That's great. Okay. So those are essentially first level dwarf abilities. Let's kind of walk it through the whole shebang here. We got level 5, I believe is the next gate. There we go. And for level 5, this is a boulder roll. Your dwarven build allows you to push foes around, just like a mighty boulder tumbles through a subterranean cavern. Take a step into the square of a foe that is your size or smaller, and the foe must move into the empty space behind it. Okay, so it's going to be like improvement to bull rush. Alright, cool. As essentially what that boils down to. Dwarven weapon cunning. You've learned the cunning techniques to get the best effects out of your dwarven weapons. When you critically hit using a dwarf weapon, you apply its critical specialization effect. Boy, howdy, does that sound fucking complicated. Alright, I guess it's a big skip. Let's go to level 9, the next gate. Alright, so the next gate is Mountain Stoutness. Your hardiness lets you withstand more punishment than most before going down. Increase your maximum hit points by your level. When you have the dying condition, the DC of your recovery checks is equal to 9 plus your dying value instead of 10. Gasp! A 1-point bonus, which in Pathfinder is a huge deal. If you also have toughness feat, the hit points gained from it and this feat are cumulative. Oh. And the DC of your recovery checks is equal to 6 plus your dying value. Well, that's impressive. Holy shit. Okay. So, a sturdy / toughness type thing. That's cool. Okay. Stonewalker. You have a deep reverence for and connect to stone. You can meld into stone. It's a 3rd level divine innate spell that you can cast once per day. If you have the Stone Cunning Dwarf Ancestry trait feat, you can attempt to find unusual stonework and stonework traps that require legendary proficiency in perception. If you have both Stone Cunning and legendary proficiency in perception, when you're not seeking and the DM rolls a secret check for you to notice unusual stonework, woof. You keep the bonus from Stone Cunning and you don't take the... I don't know. I don't know if... Hey, what's up, Gandian? I don't know if I could keep track of all these rules if I played Pathfinder. Let's see. Dwarven weapon expertise. We're going down to 13th level now. Yeah, I don't know why I put level 9th. That was weird. Whatever. Let's see. 13th level. Dwarven affinity blends with your training, granting you great skill in dwarven weapons. More weapon shit. Whenever you gain a class feature that grants you expert or greater proficiency in certain weapons, you also gain the proficiency with your dwarfy weapons. I don't even know what to put there, so we'll just leave it blank for now. Back to the top, I guess. What do we got for elf here? I'm just trying to get a feel for, like, what they felt like the power level would be for this kind of shit. Ancestral Longevity. You accumulate a vast array of lived knowledge. During your daily preparations, you can reflect upon your life experiences and gain the trained proficiency rank in one skill of your choice. That's kind of cool, actually. Alright, so we'll put that under Fey, Ancestry, Feats, Cool Beans, level 1. Nope, there we go. And yeah, Ancestral Longevity. That's kind of dope. I like everything about this one. I guess we'll just copy paste the whole thing. What am I working on? We are farming Ancestry feats from the Pathfinder 2E manual, essentially. I wouldn't say that we're plagiarizing it, because we're not really gonna, you know, publish this campaign setting. I'm just looking for ideas for how to create essentially a race building or species building system where you have a bit more control over what you're doing, more so than like Tasha's system where it's like, just take a feat and move on with your life. Like, I want to have a little bit more going on than that. So, we'll see what happens. All right. Let's see. Elven Lore. You studied in traditional Elven arts, learned arcane magic, blah, blah, blah. You gain proficiency in Arcana and Nature. Okay, so it's another gain two skills. All right. So it's another 2 skills situation. All right. So that's a common theme, I guess, because there's been 2 of them so far. Another weapon situation. So that's a common theme. Is weapon suite. All right. Let's see. Forlorn. Watching your friends age and die fills you with a moroseness that protects you from harmful emotions. You gain a +1 circumstance bonus to saving throws against emotion effects. Wow. If you roll a success on a saving throw against an emotion effect, you get a critical success instead. Okay. So look at that. Speed increase. Hey, cool. Otherworldly magic. Your Elven magic manifests as a simple arcane spell, even if you aren't fully trained. Choose 1 cantrip. Okay, so put elf magics. Dope. Let's see. Unwavering Mind. Your mystic control meditations allow you to resist external influences whenever you are affected by mental influence. That lasts at least 2 rounds. You can reduce the duration by 1 round. If you require natural sleep, but you treat your saving throw against effects that would cause you to fall asleep as 1 degree of success better. Okay, that's a much more reasonable way of approaching it than we were doing. 5th edition, not 5th edition, but 5th level gate. Let's see, level 5, and level 5 is asking us ageless patience. You work at a pace born from longevity. You can voluntarily spend twice as much time as normal on a perception check to gain a +2 circumstance bonus. Okay, so good perception? Question mark. Elven weapon elegance, so another weapon-based one. Okay, level 9. Let's see what we got here. Elf step. You step 5 feet twice. Oh, stepping, I believe, is like movement without provoking opportunity attacks. Gandian, what the fuck is emotion effect? This rulebook is 642 pages long, so I'm sure somewhere in this rulebook they tell you what an emotion effect is. Yeah. Nah, I don't know. I mean, I could, Oh man, Nox Genesis, this is old school times. Wow. Kids have gone off to college already. This is amazing. All right, it's good to have you back, man. All right, so let's see. And married, nice. Or not nice. I don't know. I mean, it's all nihilism. It's all for nothing. Expert longevity. You continue to refine your knowledge of the skills you gain through your ancestral life. When you choose a skill in which you become trained in, you can also choose a skill in which you're already trained and become an expert in that skill. I guess they do have expertise. Okay. This is probably the coolest thing I've seen is this ancestral longevity. Because, I mean, that does actually make it sound like you're kind of, pretty fucking old. Let's see. Level 13 gate. What do you got for me? Universal longevity. You perfected your ability to keep up with all the skills you've learned. You're just fucking proficient in everything, I guess. Wow. That's cool. I don't even know what to put there. Bard. Wait, Jack of all trades? Nothing like stealing. Well, it's level 13. I guess it's not that much of a stealing, but kind of like stealing from a bard. Elven weapon expertise. I'm not really here for it. All right, that's good. So we'll go ahead and do that and that. And what is next in this very strange book? Gnomes. Well, they're like a fey creature, for sure. For sure. Alright, what do you got for us, gnomes? Umbral gnomes, Wellspring gnomes. Here we go. Animal Accomplice. I love it. Alright, I definitely think that should be a level 1 feat. So we'll just go and grab this, this whole thing. Animal Accomplice. There we go. You build your rapport with the animal, which goes magically bonded to you. Gain a familiar. Okay, so we'll just do find familiar, essentially. It's probably the easiest way to sum that one up. Fey Fellowship, Burrow. Oh wow, Burrow Elocutionist. You recognize the chittering of ground creatures as no particular language. You can speak to burrowing animals. We'll just put bee speech. Cool. Fey Fellowship. Your enhanced Fey connection affords you a warmer reception from creatures of the first world, question mark, as well as tools to foil their tricks. You gain a +2 circumstance bonus to both perception checks and saving throws against Fey. Okay. In addition, whenever you meet a Fey creature and it's a social situation, you can immediately attempt a diplomacy check to make an impression, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's pretty cool. But I feel like that would probably be better for maybe humans and beasts, I'm thinking. Yeah. Alright. So, we'll put that here. Alright. Blam. Oh, that comes in. It's just terrible. Just terrible. I hate that. Hold on. Okay, paste that in. Then we'll go here and get rid of all that. Copy it back. I think it's still going to come in just terrible. Ugh. Plus the circumstances. Fey. Alright. So how do we sum this up in D&D terms? Fey Fellowship. Bonuses to socials and saves regarding Fey. That was easy enough. Didn't need the whole fucking paragraph. First World Magic. Your connection to the First World grants you primal innate spells. I think we already have innate spells. We have elf magics, so I guess we would put gnome magics. Cool. Let's see. Gnome Obsession. You might have a flighty nature, but when a topic captures your attention, you dive into it headfirst. Pick a lore skill. You gain proficiency in that skill at second level. You gain expertise in that. Holy shit, master proficiency. Oh my god. Alright, I kinda dig that. So we could do knowledge obsessed. A scaling knowledge based feat. Skills to expertise to always advantage. Alright, that's kinda hype. Alright. Let's see. Gnome weapon familiarity. We got weapons already. Yeah, right? Like, I like the idea that through this system, if we see this thing through, you can basically create. You have a lot more control. I think you're gonna have a lot more control over your character, at least outside of your class decision. We're still gonna be locked into a class-based system. So if you really want to play without any limitations, you have to switch to like World of Darkness or some other non-class-based system. But This still works pretty good. Illusion Sense, that's actually pretty smart. Alright. Man, gnomes have some pretty good ones here. And remember, in 5e, your race stuff is your race stuff. Anything inside the SRD can be used while creating custom 5e content. Yes. And I believe you can go beyond that, but only if you are publishing through the DMs Guild. You're going to want to like look up publishing through the DMs Guild, and that will give you a better idea of exactly what you're allowed to use and not use. I believe anything SRD can be published from anywhere. But once you go past any single word you use past the SRD, I think you are then limited to only publishing in the DMs Guild. To answer that question. So let's see. Illusion Sense is pretty dope and makes sense. What do we got here? Animal Elocutionist. So not just animals with burrow speed. You can talk to all animals. We're going to put improved animal diplomacy. All right. Let's see. Energized font. Focus pool, at least one of the magic within you provides increased energy. Oh, that's an idea. Spell slot recovery. Ooh, that's a cool feature. I kind of dig that because I do like the idea. I mean, who doesn't like to min-max sometimes? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, hey, I'm gonna make a Fey spellcaster, and they're gonna be really good at spellcasting because I'm gonna take at level 5. I'm gonna take this ability to get back my spell points, or my spell slots. That's pretty neat. Gnome weapon innovator. That's whatevs. Let's see. Level 9 gnome abilities. First world adept. Fey magic has gone stronger. Okay, so stronger Fey magics. Okay, that's pretty cool. Vivacious conduit. Why are gnomes so flippin' good in Pathfinder? These guys are awesome. Your connection to the first world has grown, and it's positive. I also don't know what the fuck the first world is, but it sounds really dope. I just don't want to read 642 pages of rules to learn the system. If you rest for 10 minutes, you gain hit points equal to Constitution modifier. This is cumulative with any healing you receive. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, we're having a publication conversation here. The problem with DM's Guild and why I'd only do SRD content going forward is that you're locked to that platform as soon as you publish. Can't sell or give away the document anywhere else. Also, Gandian, Wizards of the Coast can go to any product in the DM's Guild and be like, this is some good shit, and they can pay you for it. And then use it in their own products. So if you made something like really dope, but you had to publish through through the DM's Guild, you're basically in like a you're basically in a, I want to say Keith Baker, right, situation. He's the guy that made Eberron. You're basically in a situation where they could be like, hey, this is some really cool stuff that you made. We're going to add it to our upcoming adventure, and we'll give you some money for it. But I don't think you're allowed to say no to whatever they offer you. Like, because you basically agreed to be like publishing partners by going through the DM's Guild. Not that that's a bad thing, right? To like, I mean, that's got to feel pretty good. But the problem is that scenarios happen only a handful of times since the DM's Guild started. True. I mean, I don't even think they went after Mercer's stuff. Matt Mercer was initially kind of publishing through DM's Guild because he didn't know no better. And a lot of his stuff that he published through the DM's Guild, he didn't have to publish through the DM's Guild. And that is why the Talduri campaign book, for example, you can't buy it anywhere else except for the DM's Guild. Because it's basically locked into an exclusive contract with them. And so his new book, right? He went through actual Wizards of the Coast and all that kind of stuff. But for the first campaign setting he stuck on the DM's Guild. So those are things to think about. Now, the adventure that I'm working on, Princess Heist, it features Mind Flayer, Displacer Beast, a Beholder, a Rust Monster. These are all iconic, trademarked Wizards of the Coast monsters. So in order to use them, I have to publish the adventure through the DM's Guild. Like, I have no choice. Which means that no matter how popular or cool it is, I can never sell it on any platform other than DM's Guild. So if there's people that don't like the DM's Guild, too bad. If I wanted to make like a limited print run, I couldn't do it because it has to be. I have to have, DM's Guild is in charge of basically distribution. If I ever wanted to just sell it through my site, I couldn't do that. If I wanted to give away copies of it, I'd have to go through DM's Guild and get permission to do that. Get codes and stuff to hand out. So yeah, that's another thing. Gandian, if I publish SRD content but add my own races or subclasses, is that illegal? No. I mean, it's not illegal. Plenty of people make entire campaign settings using just the core SRD. But yeah, you're gonna want to read over what the SRD allows you to do, because you don't want to end up in a situation where you publish and then you get in trouble, or you publish and the only publisher you can go through is DM's Guild. Yeah. Like literally the SRD is available for everybody for free. And then if you want anything else beyond that, you have to make it up yourself. It has to be something you made up yourself. You can't go and grab anything else outside of SRD. It all has to be original stuff. Okay. Vivacious Conduit sounds cool. I feel like that would basically just be like a fast healing. So I'm going to just put fast healing. And then 13th level is just more weapons. That's super boring. Okay. And then we got Gerblins. Alright. Gerblins, Pathfinder Gerblins especially, are just about the greatest thing in the whole world. Let's see. What do you got for us, Gerblins? So many varieties, too. Alright. Unbreakable Gerblin. That's a subspecies. You're able to bounce back from injuries easily due to an exceptionally thick skull. Cartilaginous bones, or some other mixed blessing. You gain 10 hit points from your ancestry instead of 6. When you fall, reduce the fall damage you take as though you'd fall in half the distance. That's kind of fantastic. Alright. Burn it. Fire fascinates you. Your spells and alchemical items that deal fire damage gain a stat bonus. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, so elemental focus. City scavenger. The greatest treasures are often look like refuse. Blah blah blah. This is another skill one. Okay, so that's skill based. Goblin lore. You've picked up skills and tales from your goblin community. You gain the train proficiency in nature itself, so more skills. Goblin scuttle. You take advantage of your ally's movement and adjust your position. Ally ends a move adjacent to you. Okay, that's kind of cool. So we'll do basically disengage / hide, cunning, not cunning action. Maybe it's cunning action. I don't know. Let's see. Goblin song. You sing annoying goblin songs, distracting your foes with silly repetitive lyrics. Attempt a performance check against will DC of a single enemy within 30 feet. This is all the usual traits and restrictions of a performance check. You get effective to 2 targets within range if you have expertise in performance, and 4 if you have master proficiency, and 8 if you have legendary proficiency. That's wild. Okay. Let's see. Song / taunt. Yeah, I mean, next year I'd love to find a Pathfinder group that's running a short-term game and play with them. I tried to join one this year, but my work schedule just didn't allow it. I even made a character and everything, but I didn't even make it to session 0. Let's see, Goblin Weapon Familiarity, Junk Tinker, that's kind of cool. Rough Rider, you gain the Ride feat. Okay. I feel like a lot of people. I did actually make Cam as a Pathfinder character, yeah. That's where I learned that Tiefling is a universal subrace in Pathfinder 2, not an actual race, which is pretty dope. Very sneaky. Okay. That's pretty cool. So, stealth, sneaky, related. I feel like all of these are covered by different feats that are already in the game, though. The problem is if we just get lazy and we're like, every time you get a racial feat, you just go and you get any feat you want, we're just going to have people taking the same damn feats that they always take all the time, which is less cool. Goblin Weapon Frenzy, Cave Climber. That's kind of cool. Climb speed. So you're putting that all the way at level 9 for climb speed? Wow. Oh yeah. Pathfinder had like 1,000 feats or something. Hold on. I'm actually curious. How many feats did Pathfinder have? I don't think anybody's ever sat down. No, someone has to have calculated them. Alright, somebody asked Quora.com. In first edition, you get a feat. No, man, they didn't want to know how many feats total. Like, per character, they want to know how many feats exist. Anyways, I think it was almost 1,000 feats, I want to say. It was quite a bit. Because of the nature of the system, basically ripping off 3rd edition, everything they published had to be made public. So, like, basically all of Pathfinder 1st edition is free. So you can see you can see all the feats that are there. It's a lot of feats. It's so many feats. Oh my god. Wow, that's a lot. Oh geez, it just keeps going. Anyways, let's see. Skittering Scuttle. You can scuttle faster and farther. Right. Weapon expertise. Very, very sneaky. Very, very sneaky. I think my takeaway from this, now that we've spent an hour looking at Pathfinder feats and core species and all that kind of stuff, I kind of don't even want to do the system anymore because it just seems like we would be going down quite a rabbit hole here that, I mean, I don't want to necessitate a 642-page like supplement just for character creation. It's kind of the direction I'm going. It might be easier for 5e just to unban everything that's been banned, at least in my games and on my servers and stuff, and just be like, I don't fucking care anymore. Just make whatever kind of fucking character you want. It is what it is, kind of thing, and just sort of open it up to the world. That would allow us to kind of move back to the focus of specific races, like these Shadow Fae, the Redcaps, the Trolls. Kind of tighten that focus instead of cracking open the focus. I don't know. It's a tough call. Mostly I'm feeling kind of lazy about like trying to reproduce all the hard work that's been done here. Especially when I know that there's a million different supplements out there that can provide us with lots of custom racial feats and all sorts of other goodies. For example, if we go to DM's Guild, Like, we could search right away on DM's Guild. What is even going on here? Whoa. Oh, don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Okay. So everything is Feywild right now, obviously, because the new Feywild book dropped. Grixlax's racial system. Let's take a look at that real quick with the 5 minutes we have left. Okay. Maybe it's not called that. Okay. Do I just need to Google it, maybe? Alright, we'll just Google it. I'm not seeing Grixlax's anything. Grixlax's racial system? Grixlax's Guide to Ancestry. There we go. Alright. Alright. Grixlax's Guide to Ancestry removes the inflexible race restrictions instead giving characters a customizable modular ancestry. What the fuck? It's already been done for us. Gandian, what? You just been watching us just do this and it was already done? Oh my god. Well, that's fine. Now we could just move on to other things. And look at this shit. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 books in this series. Is this him right here? No, that's not him. Man, Gandian, you just like watching people work hard for nothing. That's okay. That's okay. If we hadn't tried to do it ourselves, we wouldn't have gotten lazy and appreciated the hard work that this Graxalax is. Anyways, thank you. Thank you for that. I guess we're gonna check out Grazalax's Guide to Ancestry next week and see if that has better solutions for us. Because, I mean, why would I do this all over again? That's fucking crazy. This product comes with a minimalist version of time. We like that version for about 1/3 of the price. What? You can get it without pictures. Even better. No, it's in a different language. Ah, damn it. Okay. That's fine. Too bad he doesn't, like, bundle them. That'd be cool. Aquatic Ancestries. Oh, yeah. So, Bullywugs. They've got lawful good ones now in this new adventure. I am, like, there for that shit. Lawful good frog people. Chrono Trigger. Yes. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to take a look at this shit now. Quick summary of the system. You don't have to buy the original. 10 water-based races from 5 different authors. Very cool, very cool, very cool. Okay. And we could probably see what they have going on here and then sort of reproduce what we need for our own shit. And talk about something for our a spooky setting. They've got all these damn piers. They've got a white. They got a awakened skeleton. Okay. All right. Now I definitely have something to look forward to for next week. Very, very cool. Okay. So I'm going to add this to the top of the list here in our player's guide that we're trying to get resources together on. Okay, sure. Let's see. Go ahead and put that there. And go back over to here and add to wish list. Log in. Yoink. Alright, cool. And then we'll go on here. We'll just add all these motherfuckers. We probably don't need the water ones. There we go. And oh, yeah, because technically I'm probably supposed to be a little bit smarter with my money because I just bought a house. That's my first house that I've ever bought, even though I'm a very old person. So that's kind of exciting. Hey, we could pick up the Feywild one on the cheap because of the Feywild sale they're having. Only $3. That's not too bad. Let's see. Go back. And then I think we just need the spooky one. And then we're good. Spooky one. Oh, we just passed it. And there. Cool. Alright. That way I won't forget it. I don't know how to share out my wish list. Send to my wish list. Oh. You can't just give me a link to it? That's kind of weird. Oh, or share by link. Copy this link below. Okay. Cool. Here, I'll shamelessly throw this shit into chat. If anybody wants to pick any of these books up, we will go over them next week. Otherwise, I'll pick them up before we stream next week, and we will take a look at these. And that's what we'll check out next week. We'll check out Grazilax's Guide to Ancestries and see if he has this system already figured out for us. Hell yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's good to be working on this setting again. As I've discussed a couple times, 2020 is going to be a series of one-shots and limited runs for me. I'm going to try to avoid starting any big campaigns. I'm going to focus on my 2 Odyssey games. That means that Rime of the Frost Maiden, run by Dom, will be over by the end of the year. It also means that Skull and Shackles, which has been going on for over 2 years, will also be over by December. So a lot of feels there. We got Extra Life coming up in how many days is it, Siri? Tell me. 45 days. So 45 days from now, we got a 25-hour marathon to raise money for Extra Life charity. Got a lot of big sponsors this year, which is pretty exciting. So anybody donating will get some rewards and have chances to win even bigger rewards. We got Foundry VTT. We got The-Forge VTT. We got D&D Beyond. I think there's a couple other major ones. Nord Games, obviously, our good friends are going to be throwing some stuff in there as well. Inkarnate. Lots of cool prizes. Lots of great map makers. Piku is going to be contributing some map packs for donors this year. So very, very excited about all that. Tomorrow, there's not going to be any prep stream, but we are going to be playing some Rime of the Frost Maiden. Again, we've got less than 8 sessions left in the campaign, so that's pretty spicy and exciting. We're all level 10 now, so we're doing some pretty cool shit. And what else? Oh, Thursday we got Skull and Shackles. We're heading towards the end of that. Maybe a dozen sessions left in Skull and Shackles. So that should be pretty exciting. And yeah. So Mythic Odyssey will continue on Sunday, and then the week will start all over again. Hope everybody has a good rest of the week, and I will see you next time.